Hi, it's Taylor T. Carlson, and I'm back with another video for you. Been a while since I've done any Star Wars reviews on this channel. I've been going back doing some of the older canon Marvel comics that have come out over the last 5.5 years, and newer releases have really been halted on account of the current pandemic in the world, and one series that suffered this fate was the Volume 3 of Darth Vader. I reviewed Volumes 1 and 2 back before this pandemic really kicked in and started screwing up all the release dates, but finally, after those first two issues, we've got the third issue, and I've got the review here. As with all of my Star Wars comic reviews, this will include spoilers, so don't watch it if you don't want the content in the comics spoiled. I will also be including links above for anyone that missed the reviews for issues 1 and 2 of this comic. In the first few comics, Darth Vader had met up with Sabe, who was the lead handmaiden from Padme's group back in the prequel era. This comic, of course, is set between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. With Sabe, he decided that he's going to go try to hunt down those who hid Luke from him and who were responsible for Padme's death. Of course, Sabe doesn't realize that Anakin Skywalker and Darth Vader are one and the same, and the two of them go to Naboo to look for more information, and there's a lot of images of Anakin's past superimposed here, showing his life with Padme during the prequels when he was hiding out in the Lake Country during the events of Attack of the Clones. But they get back to the former Amidala household, and once they get there, they're fired upon by some mysterious strangers who, of course, Darth Vader easily halts. We find out that one of them is Captain Typho, who was the head of Padme Amidala's security force in episodes 2 and 3, and despite the initial harshness and tensions between them, they decide to team up so that Darth Vader can get the information he needs to go and seek his revenge. They go to a secret place beneath the building and get into a submarine, at which point Vader learns that some of Padme's crew had actually gone to Tatooine to try to free Anakin's mother as well as other slaves, and while they obviously didn't get to free Anakin's mother because she was sold to the Lars family and freed and married, they were able to free other slaves, although Sabe harbors guilt over not being able to have helped Anakin more directly. And they move on in the sub, but in true Phantom Menace fashion, they get attacked by all of the aquatic creatures down there, although they eventually manage to reach a Gungan architectural place beneath the waves where they uncover security recordings that were stolen from Padme's former apartment on Coruscant. And from these recordings, they learn that there was a group of people, which included Sabe and these men from Amidala's former security force, and they made a vow to go and hunt down Padme and Anakin Skywalker's killers, of course, once again, not knowing Anakin Skywalker is actually Darth Vader. And at this point, they realize that it was actually Darth Vader who killed both Padme and, in a way of speaking, Anakin Skywalker. They set a trap so that they'll be sacrificing their lives to kill Vader as one of the other giant aquatic creatures comes down to swallow them all, essentially killing them all. And that's where the issue leaves off, and it's certainly quite the cliffhanger. We had to wait a long time to get this comic because of all that's going on in the world, but I've got to say, the end result here does not disappoint. It's a great continuation to what we saw in the first two volumes, and I know a lot of people don't like the prequels, but I like the way that a lot of the comics have managed to work in, like, lore and expanded universe content from the prequels, and it all flows seamlessly and just kind of fleshes out and brings together the universe, and it's really done perfectly here. You see a lot of, locales from the prequels, and see how characters from the prequels interact with characters from the classic trilogy, namely here, Darth Vader. And we get to learn more about the backstories, like what Captain Typho was up to during this time, as well as the fact that apparently Padme's crew was trying to find and free Anakin's mother, which really does a good job of painting her as an even more sympathetic character, and it makes her death in Revenge of the Sith sting all the more. And throughout this issue, we see so many familiar throwbacks to Episode 1 and 2, and seeing the sequences of them in the submarine beneath the waves of Naboo was definitely a highlight. It brought together some of the more suspenseful early moments of The Phantom Menace, but did so without feeling like it was ripping off that movie either. Overall, I think it's a very good issue, and I think any fan of Star Wars, of the character of Darth Vader, will love what they see here, and they've definitely got me hooked for the next issue, which fortunately we'll only have to wait a few weeks for the next one this time. Have you had a chance to pick up any of these new Star Wars Darth Vader Volume 3 comics yet? What did you think if you've read them? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, like this video if you found it helpful, and subscribe to my channel. I'm Taylor T. Carlson. I'll see you next time.